I wholeheartedly welcome you to my channel. I am a digital artist in profession and a software instructor. I have created a set of instructions on Adobe Photoshop, basically for beginners. Here I am giving you a brief knowledge on the software. So let's get started. Color swatches and some of the color working. You can see if I try to draw any shape which we have already done in the previous classes, he will give you a pop-up of color here and a stroke color here. You can specify whatever stroke you want, or you can specify whatever colors you want, and you can pick it from your color. But in case I have drawn the square here, I want to draw another circle here. And I'll take my ellipse tool. I will click and drag and hold my shift, and I've drawn this ellipse tool here. Alright, now I want to change the color of the ellipse. Either I can select my ellipse, go to my color selection color, go back to your shape tools, he's already highlighted, click here, whichever color you want, and that color will be there. And once you have that color, go back to your fill, and you can say it to be as a new color, new swatch. Okay, or the swatch will be here. Pick that color and see, he has changed it. If I want to change the color of this square rectangle, go back to your shapes, and you can see he's been highlighted. I can drop down and I can pick whichever color I want, or else I can pick any color from here. Like mostly if I pick this kind of pale color, I'll go back and you can see whichever color I am moving around in my colors bar of my color, that color will be here as related. So it will be like into recent color. If in case you want to put this color in your swatch and you want to use it again and again, go to settings here and say to a new swatch. You can give whatever name you want. I'll say here as trial 1 color. I'm sorry for the Arabic font, it has been changed here. So I'll just write here as trial 1, and then I will say okay, and that color is actually in my palette. Now how will I know whether that color is there or not in my palette? I'll just go back here, take any shape. Now I have actually taken the polygon shape. Now if I click and drag, you can see he's actually drawing me a 5 shape of figure. What if I wanted to create a 3 shape of figure? My tool is already selected, and you can see here sides. Just say 3, enter, and draw. Whatever shape you prefer, he will be drawn for you. Now I'll go back here, and you can see he will either be here in my new color selection, or you can even find him in my recent parts. Whichever color if I want, I can pick and add it into my color palette. This is one way of giving colors to your design. Now what I'll do is I will actually place and embed a picture here, a picture of orange here, that is lemony orange, and he is there for me. Alright, I will try to put it on below of everything. So what I'll do is I will go with my eyedropper tool, and I have picked a color here. It's orangey color, or any color, might be this color. I have picked it. Then what I'll do is I will go into my swatches, and you see whichever color I pick, he's been actually adding it. Now I have selected this color, and I will say it to be as new, so it will be into my new swatch. You can see here a swatch is there. Now next thing, in case if I want to change the color of this person, I will go for my shapes back, he will be highlighted. I'll go back here into my fill and come down in my new swatches, and I will pick that yellow, and see he has actually changed its color. This is how I can pick any color from my drawing and do. This picking of color and working onto it is very much useful or handy when you're trying to do digital painting and portrait designing. That will come in more advanced of my Photoshop classes, but right now make sure you can use eyedropper to pick color of anything. It's not only this, I'll bring in any other picture. I'll go for place embed, and this time I am thinking to bring in this building. Anyhow, this is a picture of a different class, but just for you to show you, I have brought it. I want to pick up this brown color here. So what I'll do is I'll go and click onto that area, and you can see he has actually brought in that brown color here. And if I say new, he's going to be there in my swatch forever. Now I just need to select the circle. I'll go back to my editing, and I will say you should be of this brown color, and see, he has actually changed to that brown color. So this is how you can pick colors from anything and put it onto your screen and your color works. Alright, so this is a basics about the coloring and picking what color do you want or what swatch do you want. Other than that, you have some of the already listed colors here, like pure reds, pure, like more on a rainbow kind of shade if you want darker in the same thing, or if you want the darkest one, or you want the pale one, like something more of a skin color shades, which I use for my portrait designing and digital painting. If I'm trying to create more like and scene sections, animation or something, then I use these lights and pures. Okay, then you can go for grayscaling also. There are a number of grayscaling. You cannot just say it. You can go for pastel colors. Very good for coloring your flowers when you want it to be like a pop-up kind of flowers. Or if you're going for CMYK, then you have these color. It's not just one single color. When you go back here, you have a number of colors. Anything you can specify and you can do it. The other way you can color is, imagine I have bought this blue color here and I have just picked this brown color. The moment I pick this color here, I want to know what is the number of color in my color range. Double click on your colors and you can see the number is here. So the number is AB7554. You can use this number if you want to use the same swatch to some other folder or some other design also. Like I'll say Control C here and I will finish it. Now I am going back to my swatches. I don't know which is my color. I'm just going for a new color. Double click onto this and I can directly give it a name and pick it. Other than this, I can go for here and give the values and it will be done for you. So this is how the colors actually work. Now, what is gradient? Actually, gradient can be used in two different scenarios. One, you can use your gradient for masking also, and one you can use gradient for coloring. So now what I'll do is, as of now, I will make this all of these closed. Nothing, I'll keep it open. And I will switch off everything, even the strawberry thing also, and I create a new blank layer, a completely blank layer, and I will just draw a square here. Okay, I have a square here, and don't worry, whatever is the color fill to it, never mind. Then I'll go for gradient, and he'll ask me it's not directly editable, so and so. You need to actually right click onto it and rasterize it. Now if I click, see, I'm able to put the gradient. I can see he's actually putting it for the entire screen, but I want it to be only on my object. How is that possible? I'll just go for Control Z and I'll create a new layer above my shape. Make sure whenever you are, so now if I want to put the gradient onto this layer, there are two ways to do it. Either you can just click and drag it and it will be there. In case if while you're doing, if he's telling you cannot do any gradient on this, it is not applicable on this layer, just right click and rasterize your layer. Right now I have already done it, so I'm able to do it. If not, just go and click on to rasterize layers and then you are able to draw your gradient. But my gradient is coming on the blank space also. My intention is my gradient should only stay on this square box. So what I'll do is I'll create one new layer here above it and I'll hold my Alt key and I will go and click on the edge of it. It is called as clipping mask. You can do in this way, or right click on a new blank layer and say create clipping mask. So what this will do is, now whatever gradient I'm trying to put on this, it will stay only onto my square box. You can see there is no gradient on my other areas. Now you can see he's doing only black and white gradient because that is what I have picked here. So pick any gradient, never mind, and then your gradient box will open up here. So right now I'll just go for the single black and white gradient. Anyone. Double click onto it and that gradient will be there for you, and you can actually edit what color you want to keep it and what color you don't want to keep it, like this. And you can see here when you click, you can specify the color. You can, if you have already copy pasted, you can put that color here, or add to swatches if you want to put that color to swatch or what. I'll just give one color here, some yellowish color, and this side I will actually give a greeny color, something more commentable. And then on the top I will just remove this out because I want it to be a fair color. Okay, then I will just bring it a little more closer and I'll say finish and I'll draw. Again, he's doing the same thing. Reason, I removed the layer above it. Just go for a new layer, hold your alt and click it, and now add it. See, he just added that green gradient only to my square rectangle. You can draw from any side. If you wanted to go straight line, hold your shift, straight line, like this. If you want a radial one, you can just draw it from the center outward and it will be radial. If you want to behave like a cutout finish, like a diamond finish, you can go for that. If you want to go for more of a linear, you can go for linear. If you want to go for a diamond shape, you can go for diamond. You can even give a little lower opacity and try it out and see. I'll just go back to the previous one. I've given a very low opacity, hold my shift, and you can see very low color has been. It is actually trying to blend with this brown color. Okay, next what we can do here is, right now I'll just come back to my 100% opacity and I'm trying to draw my color, and I'm just keeping on my linear side so that I can show you a better, and my yellow is on the top and my green is below. What if I want my green to be above? I'll just go for a reverse of the color and I'll try to draw it again. You can see the green came up. So this is a brief about your gradients, and on this you can draw anything. Create one more layer and just draw your rectangles of whatever shape you want. They will come. Only gradient, unless and until you don't apply, it will not be there on your screen. You can specify how much it should be gradient there and how much. Now if you see, I'll go back to gradient and I want to tell you one more topic. When I am doing this gradient tool, I can even specify where my gradient, how wide my gradient should be and how low. Like if I click onto this, you can see this bar, I can bring it more close, and if I say okay and try to draw my shape, you can see most of the area is yellow. You can do it by that arrow also, or you can just try to draw, like if I try to draw more out, more green. Like if I try to draw from here, so it will be more green. So I can specify from where I want to draw and how. Even if I'm trying to draw from here till only halfway, it was more yellow. But if I try to draw from halfway, and it is more green. So I can specify how my figure should be there and how I need to be drawn to it. So this is some not in depth but a small view or intro about how your gradient works. So this has been you're trying to use your gradient to put your colors and your stuff. Now I'll give you a brief about how you can use your gradient when you're trying to put it for your masking. You can use gradient for masking also. So how do I use it? So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll delete all these. I can use the delete key from my keyboard also to just delete everything, and I'll have this white screen back. What I'll do is I will just bring in a picture here. I'll bring in the same orange picture, and it is a place embed, so it's going to be filled up. Now I will try to add a mask. What mask actually does is you can add it or delete some area from it. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll just go for a mask here, and then I'll take my gradient tool from here. I'll make sure my black is on the top, and what I'll do is I will go from here with my shift, and you can see I've added white from the top, and the black is only the area that is visible. I'll do it again. I'll click and come inside, and you can see I'm actually deleting the area from the below, and I'm only keeping the area that is there. So that is because my black is on the top. Black is actually used for deleting and white is actually for adding up. Now see, my black is on the top and I'm actually drawing it to some extent. So he has actually kept only some area and the rest area is gone. Now what if I go for white, keeping my white on the top, and if I go back and draw again, you can see most of my orange is visible back. So what actually masking is, if you are trying to combine two different pictures or manipulate them accordingly, you can use mask to cut it out or to trim it out. Now in this case, I will just go from top to bottom, and I want my upper area to be more like a shadow finish so that I can add some text. So here I will be concluding today's class. I hope you have understood my topics and you will be trying it by yourself also. For any inquiries or any feedback or comments, you have the comment section where you can comment it, and I will leave my email address in the description box. You can email me also. So till then, thank you and bye bye.